out loud because it's just crazy. Like, yo, I quit my job. Like, I quit. Yeah, I know. Yo, what up? Seriously, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's Miss Bull. If you've never been on my channel, well, welcome. If you've been wondering where I've been, I'm sorry. It's all about why I quit my job in the airline industry. Yeah, I know. My job, I'm no longer a flight attendant. It kind of feels weird to say out loud because it's just crazy. Like, yo, I quit my job. Like, I quit. I went, like, okay, let's slow down. Let's like start from the beginning because I'm gonna give y'all all the tea. Like, if you are watching this video because you're interested in becoming a flight attendant, if you feel like you're on the verge of quitting and just want to like see how other people who have quit feel, if you just really want to be nosy and find out why I quit my job, continue watching because I'm about to give y'all all the tea on the airline industry, on flight attendants, on traveling, on the money made, on the money not made, on why I just was over it, done, ready to move forward with my life. So if you're interested in hearing about all of that, keep watching. Okay, so we'll start from the beginning, like the easy questions. I was flying for an airline here in New York City. I don't know for legal reasons if I can name them, but I'll just say rhymes with Melta. So I was flying with them for 2 years. So I'll start from the beginning of my journey, and if you're interested in like seeing my first 6 months, I have a video and I'll kind of like attach it. But now that I've quit, I'm looking back at the video that I made like when I was first started flying, and I'm just looking at myself like, girl, wait, like, wait. And what's crazy is at the time that I made my first video, I really did love the job. Like, I was excited. I got the job because I'm from a small town. Like, I'm from Delaware. So when you grow up the way I grew up and around let me get close. I feel like I could zoom in. When you grow up in a small town like I did, you just want to leave, and you're like nervous because you've seen so many people that you grew up with like not leave, not go, not do anything. And I was like, yo, I'm not trying to be like that. I want to get these stamps popping, passport mommy. So I was just really like trying to find a situation where I could make money and travel, and this is kind of going to be everywhere, so just follow me, y'all. So I need to make money, not travel, not be poor, and finish school. So I was working at Ulta at the time, and I'll make a video on how to get a job at Ulta if you're interested. Whatever, just comment below. But I was working at Ulta at the time. I was doing this woman's makeup, really nice lady, and she just kept on going on a rant about how beautiful I was, which I was like, thank you, sis. But she just really kept going on a rant. She kept going on a rant like, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. You need to become a flight. And she was just like, you need to become a flight attendant. My best friend's daughter is a flight attendant for Emirates. Emirates is this dope airline. Well, in my opinion, it's a dope airline in Dubai. People might have their own opinion about it. But she had kind of sold me on Emirates because she had been like so adamant about the airline and how the money's not taxed. So she was like, you get to keep all your coins. Like, she was giving me the tea. Like, I don't know, looking back now, I was like, girl, did I get recruited? I don't know, but she had made me so excited. So literally like that night I was like, maybe sis got a point, because if I'm getting all my coins and none of it's being taxed, what are we really doing with our life? You know what I'm saying? What are we really doing? And she had told me you could live in Dubai and they would pay for your house. She told me like, you could live in Dubai, they'll pay for your housing, all of that. So I was like, okay, sis. So I went home, I started like looking up everything online, like reading blogs, looking at YouTube video. I probably watched every single airline YouTube video ever, how to get a job, truth about being a flight attendant, salary about being salary for flight attendant, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked because y'all want to know why I quit, and I'm chatting about my backstory. Whatever, let's wrap this up. So I ended up not hearing back from Emirates ever. Then I did my research. I was like, what's the best airline in America that pays the most? And it happened to be the airline that rhymes with Melta. So I ended up applying there, and I heard back in like 3 months, and I got the job. At the time, I didn't know how competitive the industry was because my interview process was seamless. So when I went to the interview, I was talking to people who I became friends with, and they were telling me like, oh, this is what their third time interviewing, their fifth time interviewing, whatever, what may have you. So it definitely is very competitive. So I was like, oh, like I'm lit, you know, I got a job that everybody wants. I love it. I could travel. I had never left the country, you know. Was a dream, like. So I struggled my way through training, which is a story in of itself. And if you want details on that, let me know. That was a struggle. So then I was based in Minneapolis. At this point, when I was based in Minneapolis, like a couple months in, I was done. Like I felt like I was done, but I was trying to convince myself that it was okay. Like I just needed to get to the East Coast because I was based in Minneapolis, like it wasn't my choice. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, okay, y'all graduated, the people from this class, you're based here. There was no choosing. So I just kept convincing myself like, sis, it's cool. Once you get back to the East Coast with your family, you'll be fine. And, you know, it's not that bad. You know, you're doing it. You know, when you first start a journey, you're like, you're really doing it, girl. You're really doing it. Like, just stay focused. Like, I was giving myself those pep talks. So then I stayed in Minneapolis for 6 months. Finally got my transfer to New York to fly out of JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. So I was like, oh, it's lit now because I'm very close to my family. I'm staying with my brother. And then that's when it was just like, boom, everything just kind of went left. Like, depression, child, it came out of nowhere. It was like, hey, here we go. We about to mess up all your flow. We about to ruin all your day. You about to be sad. Hey. Like, I was so sad. Like, the amount of traveling became too much for me. And I had watched people say that on their video, but you can't comprehend that until you're really experiencing it. Like, until you're really experiencing flying 4 flights a day, going to sleep for 10 hours, well, having a layover for 10 hours, not being able to sleep but for 2 of them, getting up at 4 a.m. to get to the airport by 6 to fly again until 9 p.m. You don't realize how much it is. And I just became overwhelmed with my schoolwork. I became overwhelmed with flying, the customers, the just blatant disrespect for me as a human being that I felt like I had to endure daily from people who I was never going to see again. I was really on the plane like, yo, what's up? Like, your attitude is, sir, I don't care if you're a platinum, diamond, triple, Olympic, gold star winner. Sit it down. You take your bag and you take your wife or your mistress, whoever, and you sit it down. I don't care if you're in 1A, B, C, D. I don't care if this is your plane. Sit it down. And that's a rant in and of itself, the amount of entitled people that you have to deal with. But it just became too much for me. And I will say, like, again, I think I kept putting into perspective that so many people wanted this career. And so I feel like, and this is a word, I feel like sometimes we convince ourselves to stay in situations that are not for us because of how greatly looked upon they are by others. So, or how greatly revered they are. And I'm not the president of the United States, I was a flight attendant, but at the same time, it's like, as I became a flight attendant, as I became traveling, people are kind of like gassing me. Oh, you have a dream life. Oh, you can do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want. You can just pick up and go to LA. Or you can just pick up and go to London. So I started feeling myself a little bit. But in between that time, I was still like empty. I felt like, wow, I'm traveling the world and I'm seeing everything, but I'm by myself. You know, I'm not with my family and friends who I really want to have these moments to share with them. I'm not experiencing this with anyone else. I'm tired most of the time that I'm traveling to these places. So it becomes like, dang, I did go to London, but I was so tired on the layover. Like, I was just like so tired and depressed that I ended up not even doing anything. So it's like, what is this all worth? And at the end of the day, what is this all worth? And I feel like I had just convinced myself, like, it'll get better, the scheduling will get better, the anxiety that I had when I was on call would get better, but it didn't. I just don't want this video to be like 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna like get to the facts. I got really depressed. I had been over it for like, once I hit a year, I was over it. But again, like, you try to make stuff work, you try to not, I'm one of those people who, I get bored easily, and I'm such a big dreamer. So like, I knew I didn't want to be a flight attendant. I never wanted to be a flight attendant. It wasn't on my dream board. It wasn't something I prayed about. It was just something that came along, and I had been praying to travel, and I felt like God answered that prayer. But I feel like sometimes we get stuck in trying to live in a prayer that we prayed that's not necessarily our purpose. So like, I had prayed to travel, but I felt like I was being pulled by my purpose of like, I'm a creator, I'm, you know, very big on philanthropy and being focused on giving back to my community. And every time opportunities would come up, I was always like, yo, I'm not even in town, dang, I wish I could make it. Oh, I didn't get your text because I was flying. It started to, what I prayed for, which was just like a personal want of mine and the purpose of why I'm here on earth, like the stuff that keeps you up at night, the stuff that really, you know, that really makes you happy, and you can see it and you envisioning it, and you're just like, you know, like I feel like certain people are gonna get what I'm talking about, like that feeling that you have, that's the stuff that you think about 24/7 at work. That's how you know you're not living in your purpose, and you're not living and moving in what you really want to do. Like, I'm on the plane writing down like skits and comedy stuff, and just like podcast ideas, shows, talks that I want to have, things that I want to initiate. I'm in the air and I'm on my layover, and I'm constantly like thinking about all this stuff that I'm not putting my energy into because I'm being a flight attendant. And it's like, and I really had to put it in perspective of, if I die today, am I going to be happy with the energy that I put into my life? And am I going to be happy with the decisions that I made? Because ultimately, I saw this somewhere, like, we be really living like this is our practice life. And sometimes I feel like we do forget, like, this is it. This take one, take done. Like, you don't get this back. You don't get to be 25 again. You don't get to make those decisions again. And I just kept thinking to myself, in 5 years, am I going to be happy saying that I stayed being a flight attendant because it made sense to people around me? Or am I going to be happy saying, I quit, I did my podcast, I did the creative stuff, I started my business, I did the stuff that I dreamed about doing, I did it. Like, I feel like I was like, yo, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be truly happy until I give it a shot. Until I essentially just give myself a shot. I feel like, and I'm about to go into just an inspirational rant real quick. I feel like we forget about ourselves in our pursuit for success, and in our pursuit for acceptance, in our pursuit for stability. We forget that we got to deal with ourselves. We got to deal with what we know we're capable of and what we're actually doing every single day. Like, I'm capable of much more than showing up and having to deal with these people on this plane. And this is not to belittle anyone who's a flight attendant, because there are some people who are very skilled in hospitality, and I love that they are flight attendants. But I'm talking about specifically for me, or specifically for you. Maybe you're doing a job where it's really allowing you to exude 10% of your potential, and you're sitting there every day like, dang, I wish somebody would give me a chance to really show them what I have. You have to give yourself a chance. Big facts. You don't know. You got to give yourself a chance. You got to bet on yourself, because no one's going to take you seriously until you start taking yourself seriously. And I felt like when I quit, like when I sent that email and when I made that decision, I didn't consult no one. I didn't ask anyone's opinion, because it wasn't about anyone else. And I don't know why I'm yelling, but listen, I'm just so passionate. It wasn't about anyone else anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a point where that you get to with yourself where you're like, we gonna make this work, and I'm gonna ride out for me, because I believe in me. And it might be hard, and people might not get it, but I'm past that. I've lived with people getting it and me being miserable. So let me try me being happy and people not getting it. And let's see how far we go. So that if I die today, I know that the life that I was living and the goals that I was making and achieving, the connections that I was purposely going after, was worth it. You know what I'm saying? I want to make my life worth it. I used to be flying, and I would see these articles of people my age having heart attacks, just passing away. And I would think to myself, yo, we really be acting like we have time. We really get into a routine of being so comfortable doing something and putting our dreams aside to appease our parents, our family members, our friends, our fears. A lot of us are appeasing our fears. You know you don't got no business at that job. So what if you don't know what the job looks like that you are created to do? Make it. There are people out here living at 10% of their potential, and you're wondering why you're depressed. I was depressed because I was overwhelming myself with trying to fit into this box of stability and trying to fit into this box of being safe. Like, and I'm not going to blame anybody but myself, because at the end of the day, you have the decision to be at the front line of your life. If you place people at the front line of your life and you heed to their instructions and their decisions, that's on you. But remember that at the end of the day, you're in control of your life, right? So with all that being said, I quit because I knew that if I died today, there's no way I would be happy leaving Earth with not implementing the curriculums that I want, the mentorship programs that I want to get done. You know, there's so much inside of me that I felt like I was holding down to have a level of stability. And now, you know what I'm saying? A girl ain't got no job. Ain't got no job. And is it scary? Yes. But you know what's scarier? Not living out your full potential. You know what's scarier? Going to bed at night, holding your dreams so tight, because you could literally see them slipping away because you're too scared to go after them. So all you do is dream about them. I'm over making dream boards. I'm over making, and don't take this the wrong way, but I'm over making dream boards and not walking out in faith what I want to happen. You can't say, oh, I want to be here, and do nothing to get there. I'm over it. Don't cut out another picture unless your actions are going to match it. Have that same energy for what you really want in life. You know what I'm saying? That same energy that you have for when you clock in and A lot of us are actors and actresses. I get it. Trust me. Trust me. I was on that plane like, hello. What can I get you a drink? Hello. You know, I was playing that role. I was doing what I had to do. But it came to a point where I was like, I can't look at myself in the mirror anymore. And I was just done BSing myself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm just making this video to encourage all the dreamers out there. The people that
signing off.
Maybe you're not a flight attendant, you know? Maybe you're working in retail and you really want to be a designer. Maybe you're going to school because you want the approval of someone else, but you know you're never going to use that degree. Put the time in to reap the results, to reap those dreams. When I leave this earth, I want to leave with giving it everything God gave me to release. I don't want to. Okay, my camera died, but in all honesty, I hope this helps someone. I hope this encourages someone. I hope that you just take something from this video. And if you took nothing from it, that's okay. Share it, because I'm sure one of your friends, one of your family members, one of the people in your circle will take something from it. All right? Peace and love. And remember, don't you stress. Life is too short and you way too cute for that. Stay blessed. Peace.